morning in Southern California, and it is so great to be back at Dodgers Stadium. The Freeway Series begins tonight as the Angels are here to take on your Dodgers. And hi again, everybody. Eric Karros with me tonight here at Dodger Stadium. Kirsten Watson will join us in just a moment. And for the guys to get out of Camelback Ranch, while it was great, better than 10,000 people there yesterday, there'll probably be 4 times that many people here tonight under the new lights here at the stadium. It's just a whole different vibe, and you're getting just this much closer to the start of the regular season.
Yeah, I'd say it's exciting. It's exciting for the players to get out of Arizona because you've been there for over a month, and you just kind of go through the dog days now, as you mentioned, in front of 40,000 fans. It's for real tonight.
It's for real. And for Clayton Kershaw, his last tune-up before his first regular season start coming up this week against the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, hard to believe it was 2006. He was his 7th pick in the draft. And what's he done? A Hall of Fame career. 3 Cy Youngs, first in the organization in strikeouts, 3rd in ERA. It's going to be another fantastic season for Kersh.
Now let's go downstairs by the dugout. Say good evening to Kirsten. She's standing by with assistant pitching coach Connor McGinnis.
Thanks, Tim. All right, Connor, final tune-up for Clayton Kershaw tonight. What do you want to see from him out there?
Honestly, it's really just special anytime you can get Kersh out on the mound here at Dodger Stadium. Right now, it's just about workload, getting the innings up, kind of just working on the slider, the curveball, landing it, getting the fastball lanes in check. So we're just excited to get him back out there.
Now, we've been in Arizona the last 6 weeks. How good does it feel to be back here at Dodger Stadium?
Hey, it feels great. And the Arizona weather was a little strange this time of year, and so now we brought all the wind with us here at Dodger Stadium, so it's going to be a fun one.
All right, Connor, as always, I appreciate it. Let's get back up there to Tim.
Thank you very much, Kirsten. Got some star power in the house. Mike Trout from the Angels is here, as well as Shohei Ohtani. Clayton Kershaw gets the start tonight against the Angels in Game 1 of the Freeway Series.
And the Angels, there's Clayton Kershaw. Final warm-ups before his final spring tune-up. Made 3 starts in Arizona, getting the ball tonight before he takes the ball Saturday in the 3rd game of the regular season. All right, so you go to Arizona and you're playing at Camelback Ranch, Nomar, but that first time back in the big league stadium, what is that like for the players?
It is a different level of adrenaline. It's a different level of nerves that you go through. And I always think there's like kind of 3 that you end up going through at spring training. And the second one, it's important to have this one. First one is at spring training, getting that first game in. There is adrenaline and there's nerves. But then you get to a big league stadium, it's another level. And then opening day, when everything really counts, that's the 3rd level.
It's the perfect buildup. Spring training, Cactus League play, get yourself ready, get in the big league stadium, facing big league pitching, nothing like it, and then get ready for opening day. It's always great to be back at Dodger Stadium.
Certainly is, and it's great to have the Angels in town for these next 3 games because you get a chance to see Mike Trout and also Shohei Ohtani. And Phil Nevin's already announced Shohei's going to be in the lineup for all 3 games as the DH.
Right.
We'll see Clayton Kershaw competing against the Angels right after this.
Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Grab a Mint Mobile Shake while you can, only at Jack in the Box. Back here near downtown LA, Clayton Kershaw takes the field. And we take a look now at the Advil Dual Action Player Profile. 3rd all-time in franchise history in wins, 2nd in ERA, tops in strikeouts with 2,807. Winning percentage 5th, 3rd in starts, and 5th in innings at 2,581.
And here we go. This is what Kersh is featuring. Nothing new. We've been seeing it for a lot of years, but that slider, he uses that as much as any pitcher in baseball. Only Dylan Cease used it more last year. The 4-seamer, the curveball, and there's Kersh.
Kershaw has final tune-up before his first outing. The lineup's brought to you by your Lexus dealers. Taylor Ward will lead off in left field. Mike Trout followed by Shohei Ohtani. See those 2 in the first inning here. Brandon Drury at first base. Hunter Renfroe, Luis Rengifo, Gio Urshela, Logan O'Hoppe behind the plate, and Jeremiah Jackson batting 9th and playing 3rd base for the Angels. With Clayton Kershaw in his 16th Major League season with the Dodgers. Again, 3-time Cy Young winner. And looking for an outstanding year. And I guess when you talk about that, it's number one, to stay healthy, because if you stay healthy, you're going to be able to pitch the entire season. That's kind of a goal, especially when pitchers start getting up there in age.
I think if anything, you want to see him in the postseason. And really for the last few years with Kersh, there's going to be a month and a half where you're going to have to let him rest. Because again, where do we want to see Kersh? We want to see him in October.
That's right. So Kershaw on the hill. The only game that will be at Dodger Stadium of the Freeway Series tomorrow night and Tuesday night will be in Anaheim. So Kershaw ready to fire to Taylor Ward, and first pitch of the game is swung on and hit deep to left center field. That one's headed for the wall, and right there on the track is Thompson. Well, these two guys got together on the 10th of March in an exhibition game in Arizona. Taylor Ward, first batter of the game, hit one out against Kershaw. He just tried to do the same thing here.
Yeah, didn't waste any time. Kersh went right at him with that 90-mile-an-hour fastball. And the wind is howling here tonight, but Trayce Thompson able to run that down.
Mike Trout, last time we saw him with a bat in his hands, he was facing his teammate, Shohei Ohtani, and he takes a strike here. You know, AK, the interesting thing about that at bat was that he swung and missed at all three strikes, which is something that he hardly ever does.
Yeah, I was reading something the other day, and all his plate appearances, only 20-some-odd times he had done that in his career.
1-1. A wave and a miss. He's 2/3 of the way there. 1-2. There was like 24 out of over 6,500 at bats, something like that. 1-2 from Kersh. Won't happen here now as he fouls it off. So far this spring, just 14 Cactus League at bats for Trout. 4 for 14, 286. In the WBC, that's where he got most of his at bats. And the 1-2. Got him. Good curveball, and Trout out swinging, 2 away in the first.
Designated hitter number 17, Shohei.
Yeah, great location right there. Kersh breaking out that curveball. You know, we talked at the top of the show. A lot of fans, everybody's excited to play in front of this type of crowd. But Ohtani and Trout, along with Betts and Freeman, they've been playing in front of 40, 50,000.
I mean, there's some star power here in this ballpark tonight. So Ohtani down on the count, 0-1. But yeah, the games in Miami all sold out. Strike 2 to Ohtani. Ohtani now listed as instead of DH or the letter P for pitcher, it's TWP. Two-way player. Nobody like him. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I feel like he should have something more powerful than two-way player. I just don't think that does him justice.
About the final boss.
That's I'll take that.
1-2 pitch. Curveball. Pretty good landing spot. A little high in the zone, though. A little up. 2-2. Most outstanding player in the pool play in WBC, and the most outstanding player overall. And Kersh gets one up on him, strikes him out. As Kershaw retires the side in order, striking out both Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani. To lead things off for the Dodgers in the bottom of the first inning. Dodger lineup brought to you by your Lexus dealers. Freddie Freeman to follow. J.D. Martinez will be the designated hitter. Max Muncy. You'll see Chris Taylor and Trayce Thompson, both right-handed hitters, in there against the left-hander tonight. Miguel Vargas and Miguel Rojas, the boys up the middle, and Austin Barnes doing the catching. Tucker Davidson, former Atlanta Brave, was acquired by the Angels at the trading deadline last summer and is back for his first full season with the Angels. He delivers a strike.
Going to throw that slider quite a bit. You see 44% of the time, 4-seamer, curve change, and every once in a while mix in a sinker. No balls and 2 strikes. So Mookie hasn't had a lot of at-bats in
Cactus League play, 2 for 13. Both of those hits home runs, solo homers. But plenty of ABs in the WBC as he rips this one foul. In fact, Mookie had a great quote talking about the WBC and how much he enjoyed it. He said, "This is way better than getting 4 at-bats on the backfield."
Oh, yeah.
The 0-2 coming from Davidson.
You know, talking to a lot of the guys that participated, they said it rivaled what they did as youth players. They play together on those club teams. You go to a tournament and you try and win it. And this is what it was like for the WBC tourney.
Fouled back. And it certainly made an impact. I mean, we've been seeing the WBC. Of course, we haven't seen it since 2017 due to the pandemic slowing it down. But the impact, not only that Ohtani had on the world of baseball, but that the players had and the impact the tournament had on them. Talked to both Trace Thompson and Austin Barnes today about it, and they said, you know, 3 years is a long time in baseball, but if they're ready to go in 3 years from now, they're going to do it again.
Well, you can talk about the participation, the players, but really what makes that event, it's the fans.
Yep.
The energy they bring in the stands, the large crowds.
Got to go in Phoenix and experience that, and it was tremendous. I mean, the fans really bring it, and the players feel it.
Well, it translates onto the field. And as a former player, I can tell you, there's energy in the stands. There's going to be energy out on that ballpark.
To shortstop, Urshela. 1 out. One down now, and Freddie Freeman makes his way to the plate.
Freddie Freeman.
Freddie, in spite of his time away from the club playing with Team Canada, put up some pretty good Cactus League numbers. 10 for 29. 3 home runs. Leads the team in both home runs and RBIs. Despite the fact he only played in 12 Cactus League games. The Angels are going to run out lefties this entire series. How important is that as far as the Dodgers continue to get ready for the regular season, to see these lefties right in a row?
Well, and they haven't seen lefties, but the problem is they've got a number of left-handed hitters that they want to get at bats for. You just wonder how long these guys are going to go. There's Phil Nevin, Orange County native. His son Kyle Nevin is out here with the Dodgers.
Pretty neat in Tempe when the Dodgers played the Angels over there, when Dave Roberts sent Kyle Nevin out to exchange lineup cards with his dad before the game, and then Kyle got into the game in right field at the end. 2-2 to Freddie Freeman. And a bouncer to the right side. This will be Brandon Drury. 2 down.
Designated hitter number 28, J.D. Martinez.
Tucker Davidson to face J.D. Martinez. Yeah, the trade that Davidson was involved in, and it was on August 2nd at the trading deadline, it involved a couple of players, an L.A. guy, Jesse Chavez, and Tucker Davidson for Raisel Iglesias. And that is a foul ball. Strike 1 to J.D. So the fact that Raisel Iglesias went to the Braves in exchange for those guys, Chavez and Davidson, kind of left the Angels a little bit light in the closer department. But Davidson, a guy battling for the 6th, yes, the 6th spot in the rotation for the Angels. As they feel they need to have 6 starters so that they can continue to rotate Shohei Ohtani as often as they can. 1-1. 2-1. Loads that split grip. To right center. And coming over will be Hunter Renfroe, and he'll make the play. And the Dodgers gone in order. We head to the second inning at Dodger Stadium. No score. Clayton Kershaw gets Trout with a curveball. And gets Ohtani to swing and miss. 2 strikeouts in the top of the first inning. Back at it here in the second. Brandon Drury will take low ball 1. Drury out of Grants Pass, Oregon. Originally drafted by the Braves. Has been around a little bit. Cincinnati, one of his stops. 2 balls in, no strikes.
San Diego last year too, right?
Yeah.
Came over there. Helped the dreaded Padres.
The dreaded ones. Won't be long before the Dodgers get to see those guys. Pitch is low. It all starts Thursday night here at Dodger Stadium against the Diamondbacks. Bouncer foul. Count will go to 3-1 on Drury. Drury and then Hunter Renfroe, then Luis Rengifo. You notice the pitch clock yet?
It's moving.
Swing and a miss, 3-2.
I've noticed your stories are a little shorter, right?
They have to be. Well, we just had like 30 games in a row in Arizona to get used to it. This is your first one, so I was asking you if you noticed it. There it is, strike 3. That's 3 consecutive strikeouts and coming back from a 3-0 count for Kershaw.
Well, 3 consecutive strikeouts and all swings and misses. Always feels good as a pitcher. You know, it's one thing to get the called strikes, but when the hitter's offer at it, no contact, it's telling you your stuff's doing something.
Good slider. Now Renfroe. He'll take a strike. How do the bases look to you down there?
They're wider.
A little bigger?
Oh, are they bigger this year?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, you know. Bigger bases.
So you know what's funny is I just even watching the game, yeah, the speed's picked up, but I don't think the strategy, the play, I like it. I mean, I'm excited for the season. I really am. Your opinion? Bases?
Bases? I don't mind them at all. I didn't notice them after the first day.
Right. That's my point.
Yeah.
Like there hasn't been a story or a play.
And if it does, and it has, I mean, we've seen bigger stolen base numbers so far across spring training games, both in Arizona and Florida. And if it goes that way during the regular season, that's fine.
But is that the bases, or you can't throw over to first anymore?
I think it's a combination.
Right. Yeah. It's
bases are a little bit closer to each other, and of course, the disengagement rule's big. And it's drilled to right field, but back after it, Mookie Betts, and on the track he makes the catch. 2 gone for the Angels in the second inning. And here is a guy who knows how to spoil a good time. Luis Rengifo, last July 15th. Perfect game for Kershaw going, and this one goes down the line. And the perfect game was over with the Rengifo double in the 8th inning. It was the second time last year that Kersh flirted with a perfect game. He'd gone perfect for 7+ twice. The first time was on the first road trip in Minnesota, but he was just coming off an injury. It was cold, and it was his first start. And he'll make a play here. And he takes care of business. 6 up and 6 down for the Angels through an inning and a half. Scoreless at Dodger Stadium. So far, so good for Clayton Kershaw. 3 strikeouts. He's faced 6 men. And now Tucker Davidson will face Max Muncy. Muncy, one of the guys that is probably going to benefit greatly from the shift restrictions. A number of times this spring we've seen him hit ground balls between first and second, and there wasn't somebody right there to throw him out from the outfield. So he's really happy about the shift restrictions this year.
Well, you couple that with health, I think it's going to be a big year for Max. Dodger fans are going to see what they became accustomed to for that 3-year period.
Hitting .282 this spring. Couple of home runs. But since he became a Dodger in 2018, he has 139 home runs, which is tied for 4th most in the National League during that span. And he hits one high and deep to right center. It's up into the wind. It's carrying. It's gone. A home run. Maxwell swinging the silver hammer in the Freeway Series. 1-0 Dodgers. More of that, please.
Left field, number 3.
I'm telling you, he's going to be big this year. He's going to be back to that guy that was hitting 30-plus home runs for the Dodgers. And when he hits his home runs, I mean, they matter. They do matter.
Chris Taylor takes a strike.
I mean, here, big home run right here, puts him ahead 1-0. And, man, I'd love to see him get hot again.
Off a lefty, too.
Yep.
0-1 pitch, and Taylor hits one deep to left field, and this one is back, and it is gone into the bullpen. 2-0 Dodgers on back-to-back home runs. .409 feet.
CT doing it. Hitting coaches and manager Dave Robertson talked to him about getting started a little earlier. Get that bat out in front. He's been doing it the last week or so and paid dividends right there.
Second home run of the spring for Chris. Trace Thompson. Good to see for Chris Taylor. You figure he's going to be an option either in the outfield or at shortstop against left-handed pitching. And Thompson looking to pick it up against lefties, too.
Well, you see those two guys playing like everybody had expected, Max Muncy and Chris Taylor, because they did not have the years that they wanted to have last season. Dodgers still won 111 games, but they're going to need to be offensive this year.
Hitting lefties will be very important because for Thompson, reverse splits. Did a good job against the right-handers, but knows that he needs to do a little better against lefties. Just against fastballs last year. Against right-handers, he had .375. Lefties, .191. And his OPS against right-handed pitching, .901 compared to .621 against lefties for his on-base plus slugging.
That's not a good spot. That's off the knee.
He's going to get a look. Seems to be okay. Joking with the catcher, Logan O'Hoppe, so he's all right.
Let you tell it. You didn't take one off the
That's
knee,
right? I did not. I did not. But he's back in there. 1-2's up and away. Mark Rippinger down there at first base. Master Seha and Malachi Moore, the umpires on the bases, with Alfonso Marquez behind the plate. I asked Trace today, I said, were you surprised when you hit that first home run in the game for Great Britain against the U.S.? Were you surprised that they put the crown and cape on you when you got back? He said, yeah. He goes, I wish they'd give me a heads up. He couldn't hold up there, and he strikes out. So one gone in the Dodger half of the second inning.
Yeah, ball out of the zone right there.
Second baseman, number 17, Miguel.
Fooled Trace. You know, that's the thing when they're trying to gauge hitters. Do you offer it pitches in the zone or out of the zone? There's ones in the zone. Do you make contact? So many ways to evaluate a guy.
This is a young man that a lot of Dodger fans are really looking forward to seeing play on a daily basis. He'll be the regular second baseman, Miguel Vargas.
I mean, when you're talking about candidates for National League Rookie of the Year, I mean, he's at the top of everybody's list. A handful of guys, Corbin Carroll, Jordan Walker. This man right here.
His first several games, he still had the hairline fracture he was recovering from. He was not cleared to swing in games, so he'd just go up and track pitches, and he still walked 4 times when the opposition knew that he wasn't swinging.
Well, what does that tell you? You could legitimately go up there, and if you just stood at home plate, you'd probably get on base at a pretty decent clip.
2 ball, 1 strike pitch. 3-1. Tucker Davidson just turned 27 yesterday. Yesterday was his birthday. It's popped up. It's going to drift a little bit. Rengifo underneath it, but the right fielder Renfroe will call him off. 2 down.
Shortstop, number 11, Miguel Rojas.
Now Miguel Rojas back with the Dodgers. Says he is so happy to be back in this organization. He really enjoyed it when he was here the first time. Every time I try to go see him at Camelback Ranch in the clubhouse, he would either be playing cards or playing ping pong or doing something. I told him that today. He goes, I'm always moving. I'm always doing something.
Everybody I've spoken to raves about his defense. How sure-handed he is. How he can make the flashy plays.
Really good range. When we were down at the cage, Dave Roberts was telling us, because Miguel was in the cage when we were down there, Dave said that he's going to get some big hits for us this year. So he's going to be a guy who's going to contribute. We get a chance to watch him play, folks, on a regular basis here. Made a great play his first time around to preserve Kershaw's no-hitter. And the breaking ball fouled off.
Well, you talk about his ability to play, but also his makeup. I know I was down there on the field earlier today, and he came up to me, introduced himself. Good to see you. And that's, players nowadays, they don't have to do that. Very respectful.
Ground ball to second. Rengifo sidearms to first, and that'll do it. But the Dodgers strike. Back-to-back home runs. Max Muncy gets the Dodgers on the board, and Chris Taylor with the follow-up blast.
Game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Dodgers.
Max Muncy, Chris Taylor get the Dodgers on the board, 2-0. As we go to the top of the 3rd inning, and the bottom third of the order is up against Kershaw. Gio Urshela, the shortstop, takes a strike. Well, for Muncy, that's the 2nd straight game he's played in that he has homered. A couple of days ago against the Brewers at Camelback Ranch, he also hit a home run. So good to see where he is right on the cusp of the start of the regular season.
I'm going to say it again. Muncy's going to be big this year.
Well, one thing, too, for him, defensively, he's not going to have to move from second base to third base to first base. We're all around like he has. He can pretty much play on one side of the infield. And he'll get a play here as he charges, gloves, throws, and gets Urshela. 1 out. Well, the MLB Ballpark app will complete your next visit to Dodger Stadium. Buy and manage game tickets, redeem offers, access exclusive content, and much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. One out, and Logan O'Hoppe the catcher. First ball swinging right down to Muncy. Well, it's Max's time, and we're just sharing it with him right now. Two down for the Angels. Jeremiah Jackson, the third baseman, make his way to the plate. For Kershaw, 8 up and 8 down. That's a swing and a miss at a high fastball. Now for Kersh back here on this diamond in this ballpark, compared to pitching, at Camelback Ranch or over in Goodyear where his last outing was against Cleveland, it's just got to feel and look, and everything is just so much different.
It's completely different, right? You're walking out, you're in front of a big crowd, you see the 4 decks as far as the stands. I mean, look at Arizona's nice, but it ain't that nice.
1-2. Yeah, you were in there several times.
In and out. All right, come out, watch some baseball. And
ran into you one day over there.
Yes, sir. But as a player, you always loved coming back for the Freeway Series. You knew it was right around the corner. The adrenaline starts pumping.
Kershaw strikes out Jackson. That's the 4th strikeout of the ball game for Clayton Kershaw. A 9-pitch inning for Kersh.
Welcome back to Dodger Stadium. I am joined by Dave Roberts. And Dave, we have seen quite the start from Clayton Kershaw today. How would you describe what you've been seeing from him?
I think it looks really good. He's in a good rhythm. I just think today his fastball command is where it needs to be, both sides of the plate. Obviously, the slider has a depth. It's late. They're not getting good swings off of it, and he's throwing some curveballs. So right now, he's in a good spot. That ball right there, Wynn's holding it up right there. But no, Clayton's off to a good start. I love the rhythm.
Considering this is his final outing of spring, the next one will be regular season. I mean, is this exactly kind of where you'd want him to be?
Yeah, it is. I think that right now the goal is to get him up to about 85 pitches. If we can do that, 6 innings, something like that, we'll be in a good spot.
Now to the offense. Back-to-back home runs from Max Muncy and Chris Taylor. First starting with Max, I mean, how much is a confidence booster for him just coming into the season healthy and getting ready?
Yeah, he's just a different person and a player this spring. Going into the spring, he's healthy. He's not trying to beat the bell to get ready for a season like he did last year. So he's coming in feeling good, mind, body, and had a really good spring.
Yeah.
And so to have a 3-0 homer today when we get to Dodger Stadium, I know he's in a good spot.
What about Chris Taylor?
Yeah, you know what? It's been a lot of talk in the last season and also this spring. He just hasn't been uncomfortable, out of sync, out of whack. So to hit a homer was a good feeling, and Wynn tried to keep it in the ballpark, but he hit it just well enough.
Does it feel good to be back here at Dodger Stadium?
It does. It does. That ball's high right there.
It is.
That might be trouble.
Oh.
It does, and just to kind of get in front of our fans again, a little bit of a brisk night, so I'm wearing the puffy jacket, but just to be at Dodger Stadium, I think we're all excited about that.
All right, Dave, I appreciate you as always. Let's get back upstairs to Tim.
All right. Did you get a puffy jacket?
I did not get a puffy jacket.
I didn't get one.
But you know what? We're not subject to those conditions. We're enclosed right now, but it's brisk out here tonight.
It is. It's a cool March evening. 2 down for the Dodgers. Austin Barnes flying to center, and Brandon Drury bailing out his pitcher with a last-minute stab at that Mookie Betts pop-up. 0-1 to Freeman. 0-2. Freddie grounded out to Drury at first base. Back in the first inning. Chases that one a little bit. Foul tip hung on to, we think. Nope. Looks like it hit the ground first. Good job by Logan O'Hoppe trying to sell it. And hit the ground.
Yep. The art of selling is over, though, now with replay.
High fly ball. Third baseman will give way to the shortstop. Urshela will make the catch. And the Dodgers done in order in the bottom of the third. Kershaw back to work. Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Carl's Jr., where all your charbroiled burger wishes come true. Breezy night here at Dodger Stadium. Top of the 4th inning. 2-0 Dodgers. First ball swinging. Matt Duffy. And it's caught by Betts. Quick out.
And Doc told us 85 pitches, maybe 6 innings. At this rate right now, 85 pitches, Kersh going to throw a complete game. Not going to let anybody else pitch.
That's right. You could throw a Maddox at him.
Right.
Haven't seen one of those in
since Maddox.
A couple decades. Yeah. Pitch to Trout. Swing and a miss. Well, coming into the inning, 19 swings, 9 misses. The whiff percentage at 47.4%. Last year, Kershaw was above Major League average in that category, 28.9% in the whiff percentage category. League average, just under 25%. So making guys swing and miss, and when that slider is really good, he'll do that. High fastball. 2-2 to Trout. Trout was one of the members selected to the All-World Baseball Classic team, along with Ohtani, who was the MVP. Trout hit .296 with 1 triple and a home run. He stole a base, hit 2 doubles, drove in 7 runs, and he walked 5 times in 7 WBC games. And he strikes out for the 2nd time. Kershaw has got his number so far tonight.
Number 17, Shohei Ohtani.
It's another pitch out of the zone, and Mike Trout offers at it.
Now Ohtani. He'll play as often as the Angels can get him in there. And he's got a base hit, first hit tonight for the Angels.
Wasted no time. Pitch out over the middle part of the plate.
Stars are out here in Dodger Stadium tonight. Brandon Drury will take a strike. For the impact that Ohtani had, not just in WBC, but on baseball internationally. I mean, you know, he is the biggest star in Japan. Now let's take a look back. Go back to the All-Star game. Kershaw picks him off. Goldschmidt with the tag. Shohei was leaning a little bit the wrong way. Let's see if he does it again.
There is no chance that Ohtani is running or stealing a base or leaning in an exhibition game here.
Did you see his last lead, though?
Was he way out there?
A couple of feet. No,
oh, yeah.
Pretty short. He could fall back to the base right now. Swing and a miss by Drury. He's out on strikes. 2 more strikeouts in the inning for Clayton Kershaw and Ohtani.
Come to Dodger Stadium this Friday for the first ever Dodger Stadium Friday Night Lights drone show, as 400 drones take flight to celebrate the return of Dodger baseball. To purchase tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
JD Martinez starting things off for the Dodgers in the bottom of the 4th.
Did we miss a pitch? We're doing a promo and we miss a pitch?
It's yeah, now it's
I mean, holy
1-1 now.
Man, this pitch clock thing really working its wonders.
I told you. Speeds things up quite a bit. Now the 1-1. Tapper to the right side. JD trying to hustle to first, but pitcher Davidson gets there. There's one down. Max Muncy up for the 2nd time. First time up. How about that? 3-0 left on left home run. What you love to see out of Max Muncy.
I think if anything, you just want to see him in a headspace where he's confident and he's not grinding. And you watched it all year last year. He's fighting the health and then not putting the numbers up, and mentally that is so taxing.
Says he feels really good this year. You know, as a hitter, if you got a bad elbow, that's not going to help you at all. Even you can't get the extension you want sometimes, and it's just it's a nuisance. But he's not really dealing with that now.
The hitting's a nightmare when you feel great, and then you couple that with nagging injuries or physically not being able to do the things that you'd like to do. Not a lot of fun.
2-1 to Muncy. In the dirt, 3-1. Because as you go through a season, you get bumps and bruises and nicks and cuts, and you're never 100%, especially late in the season, but you have to fight through it somehow. And Max did that through most of the year last year. And he waited, and he gets ball 4. Something he also does a lot is walk. He had 90 of them last year. Chris Taylor with a bomb to the bullpen, 409 feet. He turned on this pitch and hit it across the wind.
I think one of the most impressive things, it had an exit velocity of over 110 miles an hour. You know how many balls he hit over 110 last year? Nada. 0.
Looking to make more contact, certainly. As far as that goes, getting his timing in spring training, coming into tonight, 6 for 48. And of the 48 at-bats, he had struck out at 23 of them. And his contact percentage last season, especially toward the end of the season, was low. But sometimes it's just a matter of timing, isn't it?
Well, you mentioned the timing, and that's what he's done in the last week and a half. You know, the hitting coaches, and I mentioned Dave Roberts, they talked to me. Just get it going a little sooner. Start that Hancock a little sooner. Get that foot down. Hit it out in front.
Taylor in there left field now. At some point in the game, either tonight or tomorrow night or Tuesday, we would expect to see David Peralta come in, or Jason Hayward, James Outman, the left-handed batting outfielders, to get some at-bats against some right-handed relievers. Did not go. Might have gone. Think you got a break there?
Umpires are still in spring training mode. They're ironing some things out.
Chris is pleased to be still in the batter's box. 2-2 pitch. Bounced foul. For the umpires, Alfonso Marquez, the home plate umpire you see there. During the 2020 season, when there were no fans in the stands, I noticed him doing some things. He had a number of Dodger series that year. And he had a lot of young umpires working with him. And what he would do is, before the game started, he would gather the other young umpires with him. They would turn around and they would face the Dodgers' Spanish radio booth. They would tip their caps and they would salute Jaime Jarrín. And I saw him do it one night. And I said, oh, it's nice. And then I saw him do it another night. And then another night. And Taylor clubs one to center field, but Trout's got a beat on it. And he is out. Taylor is 2 down. I thought that was just such a great sign of respect for Jaime Jarrín from Alfonso Marquez and their crew.
Well, and Marquez, he's one of the better umpires, if not a handful in the game. He's also, I believe, he's from the Fullerton area. Local guy, knows the Dodger history, knows what Jaime Jarrín means to this organization.
So does the second base umpire right now, Malachi Moore. Oh, that's a shot by Thompson. Yeah, Malachi Moore from Compton. So, Dodgers are done in the 4th. Good play by Jeremiah Jackson of the Angels. Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Good look at Grand Park, downtown. David Peralta comes into the ball game, goes to right field, so Mookie Betts will be on. Peralta from Team Venezuela. And former Diamondback, he's in there. Hunter Renfroe, the right fielder, to face Kershaw. Kershaw starts him off by snapping in a fastball for a strike. Renfroe flying to Betts in right field in the second inning. 0-2. When you see a starting pitcher like Kershaw early in spring training, just sort of getting back out there on the hill, they're working on some things. This is a different point in the year for Kershaw. He has put the pieces together. Kershaw will start the third game of the season against Arizona. I thought his comments about Julio getting the opening day start were great. He said he deserves it. Julio Urias had a great year last year. He's the opening day starter. That's popped way up there. Kershaw doesn't see it. Freddie Freeman does. He'll make the catch for the first out.
Well, when you talk about Julio, you know, not only last year, but what he's done for this organization his entire career. Battled through injuries. You remember in that 2020 run in the postseason, he filled a variety of roles. Whether he's asked to start, come out of the pen, he's always accommodated the Dodgers, and really one of the top pitchers in all of baseball.
Luis Rengifo is 0 for 1. Bounced out to Kershaw in the second inning. And we've got a pitch clock violation. And I think this is the one where the pitch clock hadn't expired and the hitter was not alert to the pitcher. It was prior to 8 seconds. And if you start your wind and your delivery before that time and the batter's not ready, it's a violation on the pitcher. And the wording of the rule is that the umpire may assess a ball. And I'm wondering if they're going to change that to will assess a ball.
Right.
1 ball, 1 strike. 2-1 to Rengifo. The players really did a good job adjusting overall in spring training to the pitch clock. Rengifo lines one and a diving stop by Rojas. Oh, and a play by Miguel.
Hey, you talked about the range, and there it is right there. You see it fully extended. He's excited about it. I didn't think he had any shot at that. I thought he was doing one of those, let's just give some hustle.
You mean the false hustle?
Yeah, I wasn't going to say it, but yes. The false hustle, let's do the obligatory dive. Everybody goes, oh, man, that guy, he really wants it.
Well, he really wanted it. He got it. That was a great play.
Really was.
One and one, the count. Curveball lifted into center field. It's down for a base hit. Rojas won't get that one. But he's helped out Kershaw one time before. We told you he saved a no-hitter. Watch this. Boom. And look at this play at third base during his first stint with the Dodgers. It's Tulowitzki at first base.
Got to give a little love to my man over there at first base, Egon, right there. Nice little pick, but yeah, Miggy doing it over at third.
Egon's been in uniform this spring. He's not only going to be with us here at Sportsnet LA in the studio, but he is special advisor now, baseball operations.
You still have those sandwich shops too? He doing the sub shops. And
busy guy.
Yeah, he's worldly. He could hit, man. He could hit.
Speaking of worldly, remember last year he went to participate in Home Run Derby X, where he went overseas and took part in home run derbies. That's bounced through into left center. And now 2 men aboard on back-to-back singles with 2 outs in the Angel fifth.
Well, that play Rojas made earlier in the inning looms even larger, right?
Jeremiah Jackson.
Wasn't the most aggressive swing right there. Just kind of caught the ball with the barrel and served it out there.
Got the PitchCom receiver back in the hat. Now, by the way, on PitchCom, a couple of days ago, Major League Baseball approved the use of the PitchCom device for pitchers. So a pitcher can do it. And yesterday, the Dodgers are playing the Royals at Camelback Ranch. Zach Greinke had it on his belt. First time this year we saw it. A few weeks prior to that, over in Surprise, Greinke was wearing it on his belt, and he actually asked the union last year to approve it. They obviously it was too soon to do it, but this year pitchers will be able to have it either on their belt or attached to the thumb of their glove, we understand. Meantime, Austin Barnes has it there.
You know, I was watching that yesterday. It was funny that Zach, he called a pitch and he got right on the mound and he shook himself. He shook off the pitch. Like he's the one that called it.
I know.
It's
kind of like a hitter appealing his own check swing.
Right.
Jeremiah Jackson with a strike on him. First time tonight any team has had a runner in scoring position. 2 on, 2 out. And a ground ball towards short. Rojas there flips the short way, and that is the force out that retires the side. Nothing across for the Angels. Kershaw is through 5. Along with Eric Karros, Tim Neverett, Kirsten Watson with us at Dodger Stadium tonight. First game for the 2023 Dodgers here. Clayton Kershaw. Marvelous job so far tonight. Miguel Vargas takes a breaking ball for a strike. Vargas is 0 for 1, fly to right in the first. And the 0-1 on the way from Tucker Davidson. Popped up, and it's going to drift. Wind will take that way out. Windy night at Dodger Stadium as we're blowing out to the right field corner. What you might call a hitterish kind of night for a left-hander.
I'm telling you, I know you've been in Arizona for the last month, but the weather here, brutal. Windy, cold, rainy.
It's about time it improves then.
Right? That's what I'm saying. It's about ready to get back to normal.
We actually had a game rained out in Arizona. You can believe it? 2-2 to Miguel.
Did you get any of those the monsoons?
Yes. Yeah, there were a couple of them actually. One night after a game, and then one night we had a game rained out. It was going to be a night game. And that was after an off day. It was the day after an off day. So everybody was disappointed that they didn't get the game in.
Yeah.
Well, Miguel Vargas had a chance to represent Cuba, or at least be part of the team in the WBC, but he said, no, I want to concentrate on doing what I can for the Dodgers, and that might be getting a base hit like that. Vargas 1 for 2.
Does a nice job of going down and staying through the ball right there. A lot of times you go out there, you just kind of roll over that thing. You beat it into the ground, ball to short or something, but he stayed long through the zone, and nice job of hitting that thing in the left field.
Rojas. Miguel is the proud owner of the very last Marlins playoff home run. 2020 Division Series against Atlanta. The game was played at a neutral site in Houston. Again, the former Dodger, his first game for the Marlins happened to be against the Dodgers in 2015. Here to left. Taylor Ward over there. 1 out for the Dodgers in the bottom of the 5th. where we are at Tucker Davidson. It's going to be it for him. So Phil Nevin comes to get him with one out in the bottom of the 5th. Miguel Vargas, the runner at first. And Austin Barnes is due up. We'll tell you about the new Angels pitcher when we come back. Right-hander Andrew Watts takes over for the Angels. 42 games last year, 2-1. Struck out 52 and 50 in a third innings work. So more strikeouts than innings pitched. Always an indicator of how effective a reliever can be. Opponents hit just 206 against him. 7th round pick by the Angels in 2018. One out, Vargas at first base. Here's Barnes. Ball 1 to Austin. Talked to Austin today about stealing a base off of Will Smith. I said, have you guys had much of a conversation about it? He goes, well, I initiated it. And he loops one into left center field for a base hit. Vargas will turn second, but he'll stop. Big turn. Now heads back to the bag. So a single for Barnes, and the Dodgers, for the first time, have a man in scoring position.
It's a fastball right down the heart of the plate. Good to see Barnesy back. Had a nice run with Team Mexico. Is this the first time he's caught Kersh? I mean, since he has to. I mean, I will say this: it's looked real good tonight.
It might have been, unless he caught him
early on, maybe, huh?
Well, the last time Kersh would have pitched, 6 days ago, 5 or 6 days ago, there was a split squad, and Kershaw went over to Goodyear, pitch against Cleveland.
Okay.
While Noah Syndergaard pitched at Camelback Ranch.
The question is, did Barnesy go to Goodyear?
Let's see. Because he was back by then. That would have been on Tuesday the 21st. And Barnes was not in the lineup at Camelback Ranch, so there's a chance he went over there. Yeah.
That's just always been a great combination over the years.
Peralta's first plate appearance tonight. Former Diamondback. 2 on and 1 out. The pitch from Watts. Foul back. Now Peralta was kind of like the A.J. Pollock of a few years ago, because when A.J. was with the Diamondbacks, he always did something to try to beat the Dodgers. He always came up with a big hit, big home run. And when A.J. came to the Dodgers, then Peralta kind of took that role with the Diamondbacks. And now he is here in Dodger blue. Dodgers played the Diamondbacks in Scottsdale the other day, and some of his teammates had a hard time seeing him in a Dodger uniform.
They're a great teammate. Organization loved them in Arizona.
He figures to be in the plans big time for the Dodgers. We'll see a lot of right-handed pitching. We've got a lot of interchangeable parts in the outfield this year. A little shallow fly ball to the infield. Backing up is the third baseman, Jeremiah Jackson. So Peralta is out. 2 down for the Dodgers in the 5th.
First base, Freddie Freeman.
Freddie Freeman is up. Now, Freddie 0 for 2.
Finally get to see a right-hander tonight. Faith Davidson is a lefty, his previous 2 at-bats.
Freddie had a little scare in the WBC with Canada when he took a big swing in the batter's box. Thought he might have tweaked a hamstring perhaps, but pulled himself out, and he smartly did that. He went and told his manager, look, I can't put the team in jeopardy. What if I have to go first to third or scoring a ball from first base? He goes, I might not be able to do it. Then he got right back with the Dodger medical guys and got it all worked out, checked off all the boxes, and he's been 100% since. Ground ball toward the middle, backhanded by Urshela. And the side is retired. No runs, a couple of hits, 2 left. Clayton Kershaw coming back for the 6th. Goes back.
Kersh had a heck of a night so far, right? Look at that. On the strikeouts, 5 of them with that slider, 1 curveball. Using that breaking ball effectively.
Good slider goes back to work against Taylor Ward. Nothing in 1. Looking for about 85 pitches tonight for Kershaw. 6 innings or 85 pitches, whichever is closest. Looks like it's on target to maybe be both.
How about that? Over at first base, Kyle Nevin.
Son of Angels manager Phil Nevin. Coming into the ball game for Freddie Freeman.
Drafted last year by the Dodgers. Look at Phil. You know he's happy.
You know, pretty cool. Like he's looking at it like, hey, my son's in a ball game with Clayton Kershaw, Mike Trout, all these guys, and he just took over for Freeman at first base. Ground ball left side, backhanded Rojas, and it's scooped up by Nevin. Nice play at first by the young man. 1 down.
Ross doing a nice job of circling that ball and getting it over there. Nev using that frame. Number 95, no name on the back. Gotta love that. Phil's got another son in the big leagues, Tyler. I believe he's with Detroit now. Was with Baltimore, yeah. Phil was drafted by the Dodgers. Instead opted to Cal State Fullerton. Played football there, football and baseball. Going way back. Ended up being the 1-1 first pick in the draft by the Houston Astros.
Trout fights that one off foul. So it paid off for Nevin to go to school. Improved his draft status quite a bit. Number 1 overall pick.
Yeah, but you were drafted by the Astros at that time. You could have signed with the Dodgers a few years earlier.
Yeah. And Trout is out. Struck out for the 3rd time tonight by Kershaw.
It's a 3rd time swinging, too.
He's just fooled by the curveball. So this guy at the plate struck out Trout last week to win the WBC. And now they're batting 2-3 in the Angels order. Ohtani had the first hit off of Kershaw tonight. That was in the 4th inning. Big cut right there.
You got to believe it. You just got to hope, if you are an Angels fan, that that moment in the WBC wasn't the highlight of these two for their season.
It's one of those situations where they haven't had a chance to play for a championship before, and they both got to do it in the same game. And they're going to give a ball to him there because Kershaw did not pitch it. And Ohtani clubs one high and deep to right field. Peralta backing up. Ballpark's going to hold it. A towering fly ball caught by David Peralta. Great work by Kershaw. Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Good times. Clayton Kershaw, 74 pitches to this point in the game. He's gone 6, but doesn't look like he's going anywhere. In the meantime, J.D. Martinez facing Andrew Wantz. Wantz second inning of work, and J.D. rips one foul, but he got a hold of it, just hooked it. J.D. says he's a slow starter, but started to really pick things up toward the end of spring training. 10 for 49 right now at this point in the spring. Well, last year a career high in doubles for Boston, so that's what you hope to get out of J.D. You're going to get home runs out of him, but the 2 base hits, nothing wrong with those, and he had well over 40 of those.
Yeah, you want him to slug a little bit, obviously, and then just be a cog in the middle of that lineup. He's had so many big at-bats over the course of his career. You remember when he went over to the Diamondbacks and he had that stretch where it was unreal.
He goes out on strikes. He was also really good with the Tigers after he figured out his swing.
Right.
So Phil Nevin coming to get Wantz, and we'll have another pitching change for the Angels. 2-0 Dodgers. Bottom of the 6th inning.
First 40,000 fans in attendance on Saturday to receive a Freddie Freeman bobblehead presented by Bank of America. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Third baseman, Max.
Jaime Barria takes over for the Angels. Andrew Wantz just an inning of work, 1 hit, 1 strikeout. And managers will do this in spring training games. In other words, having these mid-inning pitching changes just to simulate what you might have during the regular season. Once he takes ball 1 in the dirt. I know fans that go to spring training games will often say, why is he coming out right now? But that's one of the reasons.
Well, and it's also these guys have to get their work because it's not as if they're in Arizona. They've got backfields. They can go throw there and throw in the minor league games.
2-0. 2-1 now to Max. Once he homered to get the Dodgers on the board in the 2nd inning. Walked last time up in the 4th. And he's going to carry it over the Dodger dugout and into the seats. What do you like about what you see from Max Muncy?
To be honest, just the confidence, right? The way he's carrying himself, talking to him before the game in the cage. He feels good, and you've got to feel good about yourself. You've got to be confident.
Chris Taylor.
Talked about him feeling good from a health standpoint. Mentally, he's in the right frame of mind. He's eager for this season to start.
Chris Taylor also homered tonight. He's 1 for 2. But at this point in time, aren't all the position players just chomping at the bit to start the season?
Well, you're chomping at the bit, but there's also, I'm ready for the season to start. But the difference with, like Max, he looks good. He feels good. It's one thing to I'm done with spring training. Let's just get this thing going. But I think Max, he's got a lot to prove.
Barria's 1-1 pitch. 2-1. Barria, fastball. 2-seamer, curveball, changeup. And now Yency Almonte. Get a chance to see him again. He had a late start. They kind of slow played Yency in spring training, but saw him in his debut in an A game, and man, was he good. So we'll get a look at him tonight. 3-1 pitch. Hit high in the air to center field. Brett Phillips, who has replaced Mike Trout, has to drift with the wind. He makes the catch, and fires it up into the pavilion. Here comes Yency. Season premiere of Backstage Dodgers, presented by Cadillac. Clayton Kershaw hosts a charity concert. JD Martinez gets mic'd up, and Noah Syndergaard details his career. This Thursday, following postgame. Clayton Kershaw finishing up his work in the bullpen. For Kersh tonight, 74 pitches. He was looking for 85, so he's just completed his work. That's a high five from Phil Bickford. And now here comes the slider throwing Yency Almonte. Face Brandon Drury, the first baseman. He starts him off with a strike. Drury has gone down on strikes twice tonight. Kershaw finished with 7 strikeouts total. But how about Kersh tonight? 12.3 pitches an inning. That's effective and efficient. 69% strike percentage, 51 strikes out of his 74 pitches. This is always a good one. 76% first pitch strikes. Drury sees the slider, or the sweeper as it's called now, and he goes out on strikes for the 3rd time.
And you see where that pitch ends up. It's probably a foot off of the plate, and yet Drury still offers at it. Just tells you how much break that thing has.
Now, if you say how effective was Yency Almonte last season, pretty easy answer. After July 3rd, he didn't allow an earned run. That's a long stretch. It's 0 earned run over his last 16 appearances on the season. And overall, after he made his Dodger debut on the 12th of May, his season ERA total 1.02.
I mean, he was dynamite down the stretch. He and Phillips were the go-to guys out of the pen.
Probably is going to be counted on again just like that this year.
Last year with that slider, hitters were 7 for 59. They had almost a 50% swing and miss rate on that pitch.
Got a nice changeup too. 2-1. That's inside. 3 balls and a strike to Jake Lamb. Jake was with the Dodger organization. Jake batting for Hunter Renfroe. He will take a walk.
Second baseman Luis Rengifo.
Rengifo is 0 for 2. Rengifo robbed by Miguel Rojas in the 5th inning. Rojas made an incredible diving stab. Going to his left. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, back at it tomorrow night. Same 2 teams in Anaheim. Same for Tuesday. I would suspect the regulars are going to play a little bit more often than you'd think in these exhibitions. Some of the guys are filtering out. Betts is out. Freeman's out. And also Max Muncy's out. Luke Williams has just come in for him at 3rd. But typically in the spring training games after the 5th inning you might see wholesale changes, but Dave Roberts might let some of his guys play a little deeper into some of these exhibitions. 2-1. Ground ball. It's Vargas grabbing it. They'll get the front side out, and that's it. Lamb is forced at second base.
Shortstop, Gio Urshela.
2 down and a man aboard. It's Rengifo at first and Gio Urshela, the shortstop, up. Urshela had a base hit off Kershaw in the 5th. Well, I asked you earlier in the game about the pitch clock. How about now? You like it?
I do.
The more you see it?
I like it. I like the speed of the game. I like the pace of the game.
Ground ball toward the middle. Right there is Rojas. Little flip. Get the force out that retires the side. Stretch time. Middle of the 7th at Dodger Stadium. 2-0 Dodgers. Night in Los Angeles as we go to the bottom of the 7th. We welcome you into the booth along with Eric Karros. I'm Tim Rivers. Good to see you, by the way. Good to be back here, by the way. Great to see games at Dodger Stadium again. So
yeah, Dodgers look sharp. You know, this is exactly the blueprint we're looking for. Great starting pitching and then some solo shots and flawless D. I like it.
It's been good so far. As far as Clayton Kershaw goes tonight, what do you think?
I mean, what are you going to say? The breaking ball was great. He attacked the hitters. Pitch efficient. Had a number of swings and misses. I don't think he could go into the season feeling any better about himself and his stuff.
Got to feel good about that last tune-up.
You know, I always want to. I've got to ask. Maybe I'll ask Orel or I got to ask a pitcher. You know, in spring training, sometimes as a hitter, you didn't want to, you know, waste all your hits and home runs in spring training. So, you know, you take an O for here and there. But as a pitcher, see this pitch right down the middle there, ran back. As a pitcher, I don't know that you want to get ripped before you go into a season. You go like, oh, I don't want to throw all my scoreless innings before the season starts. But hitting it, you know, you didn't really care.
Well, if you're talking about Orel, he saved all his scoreless innings for the regular season.
That's what I'm saying. Like that was the same way. I remember Greg Maddux used to just get torched in spring training. You're thinking, all right, this is the year. And then you realize he was just setting you up.
Just working on a few things.
Jeez.
Miguel Vargas fouls it off for strike 2. Normally in spring training, you see pitchers mix it up, especially earlier, meaning mix up their pitch sequences. But I remember Cole Hamels one time when he was with the Phillies. I was at a game in Florida watching him. He had one inning, nothing but fastballs. The next inning, nothing but curveballs. You know, no way are you going to pitch like that in the regular season. But just working on stuff. Vargas expanded the zone a little bit, strikes out.
Shortstop, Miguel Rojas.
Four-seamer just stayed outside. Miguel went after it. Rojas a cut and a miss. When did you feel you were ready? Was there a certain number of at-bats you were trying to get to? 50 at-bats maybe in the spring?
I mean, I wanted to play. I wanted to see as much pitching as I possibly could. And sometimes it would be 20 at-bats. Other times it would be all spring, and I still wouldn't feel good. I think one of the years that I started off the hottest was 95, and that was a strike short in spring training.
And aside from the swings you take in spring training games and the A games, how many more did you get in the backfields or in a B game at 10 and 15 in the morning?
Tons.
Yeah.
I was always a guy that wanted to, you know, get a lot of work. It was probably inefficient. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, to the right center. That's down for a hit. So Miguel Rojas, a 2-out single.
But that's one of the luxuries you have is being a big leaguer. You go down and you take at-bats in the minor league side. You see this ball up in the zone. You see Rojas just kind of keep his hands inside, almost fight that thing off, but he gets the barrel there. That's why Dave Roberts, as you mentioned earlier in the telecast, said that he's going to have a lot of big hits for this ball club this year. And just the way that he could handle the bat in that situation, he's going to come up with big hits.
Barnes pops the first pitch up. New first baseman Jake Lamb under it. He will make the catch, and the Dodgers are down in the 7th. They leave a man after the Rojas base hit. Still 2-0 Dodgers. by Bank of America is going to be nonstop celebration. Don't miss opening night this Thursday, and the first Friday Night Lights drone show of the season. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions. Opening night Thursday night, Diamondbacks and Dodgers. And here is Brusdar Graterol taking over for Yency Almonte. 2-4 last year. 4 saves for Graterol. And the Bazooka figures to be a late inning option for the Dodgers. Facing Logan O'Hoppe, the catcher. Some defensive changes, a bunch of them for the Dodgers. As Hunter Fiducia is the new catcher. Some wholesale changes. 0-2. That one is a line drive to center field and a great stab by Drew Avans. Boy, Avans has been a stalwart in these spring training games. Just in off the bench, the ball found him, and he found the ball right back.
He gets a great jump on this ball and then just continues to track it. Yeah, it's a nice job right there.
Jackson, the third baseman, takes inside. Two-seamer. How fair is it when you can have a two-seamer at 98 miles an hour?
It's not.
Well, the Dodgers have a couple guys who can do that. Dustin May comes to mind. And Brusdar, who's regularly in the triple digits with his four-seamer. On foul ball.
You know, you've still got to locate, though. You know, as good as some of the stuff that you see these guys have and what they can do with the ball, it's about location.
Down to third. Right there is Williams. Plants his foot, throws across strongly to Nevin at first base. 2 down.
Left fielder number 3, Taylor Ward.
Williams with the infield assist, and now Taylor Ward up for the 4th time tonight for the Angels. He's 0 for 3. See the front foot of Ward? I mean, all those things are like, you know, timing mechanisms, but what do you think of this?
I mean, again, it's just a balance issue, and when it's right, you hit the ball 10 miles. Again, what are you trying to do as a pitcher? You're trying to disrupt the hitter's timing. It's just like anything. If you're good enough to be able to get the bat head out, get everything in sync, then, you know, it doesn't matter if you're standing on your head. But it just allows for more issues. More things can go wrong. And look, if you tried to hit like JT, right, with that high leg kick when he was, I mean, it's impossible to do. It's great in BP, but
You always hear about getting your front foot down.
Right.
Some it takes longer than others.
Well, hey, how about Ohtani? Ohtani had a huge leg kick, had a miserable spring when he first came over. About a couple days before the season starts, trashed the leg kick, and that was it.
Not late career Albert Pujols, but mid-career Albert Pujols. He didn't have a kick at all. He just had a low base, and his feet hardly ever moved. It was all upper body.
Hey, you remember Jeff Bagwell, Hall of Fame first baseman. You go watch him hit. He stepped back with his front foot. His front foot, he went back.
Muncy was doing that last year with his back foot.
With his back foot, yeah.
He'd step back, and then he's put that on the shelf for this year. So far, it's paid off in spring. Two down on the payoff pitch. Roped and hooked. Taylor Ward's been providing a few souvenirs in this at bat. Get a chance to see some of the other Dodger prospects as they come into the plate in the bottom of the 8th inning, but they'll have to wait a little bit as Ward draws the walk. So Brusdar is going to be asked to take a seat, and the Dodgers will bring out Phil Bickford, another Southern California guy. 2-0 Dodgers, top of the 8th, 2 down. Right-hander Phil Bickford, 60 appearances last year for the Dodgers, and the right-hander hoping to be a big part of this Dodger bullpen again this year. He comes on with 2 outs, and again, one of those mid-inning pitching changes just to get guys used to coming in from the bullpen. Facing Brett Phillips, formerly of the Tampa Bay Rays. Part-time interviewer during the All-Star game. 1-0 pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike to Phillips. Phillips came in for Mike Trout in center field. And Bickford ready to deal with Ward at first base. This ball's well struck. Avens going back after it, but he's got room in front of the track, and Drew Avens, the second put out of the inning. His first one was terrific. So Phil Bickford has any. Coming up at the conclusion of this one, send you back to the studio in El Segundo. John Hartung, Jerry Hairston Jr., Nomar Garciaparra have you for Access Sportsnet Dodgers. Stay tuned for that when this one is complete. David Peralta, second time to the plate tonight. Berea will deliver 0-1. Fouled away. 2-0 on back-to-back home runs by Max Muncy and Chris Taylor in the second inning. Peralta takes a pitch outside, 1-2. And 2 pitch. Now it's even 2 balls and 2 strikes. We're getting toward opening day, and the guys got the news this week that we're not sure if they were going to make it or not. James Outman, for instance, Ryan Pepio also, and Andre Jackson, another one. And Dave Roberts was talking about that today. And for any manager, it's just a pleasure to give somebody like that the news. Backhanded by Rengifo, he throws out Peralta, 1 away. But Dave said that he was asked about when was his first opening day and when did he find out when he made the first roster. He said it was with the Dodgers, and it was at Dodger Stadium against the Giants, and the manager was Jim Tracy who told him. And someone said, well, how was that conversation? He said it was a long conversation. If you know Jim Tracy, who's one of the all-time great guys.
Yeah, it was, what were you, 2002, I think it was. I was here when Doc made his debut, got his opening day debut. I was just saying, we were here at the Freeway Series when it was after the first game, and Fred Clare and Tommy called me into Dr. Frank Job's office and told me that they were going to have to send me down because of a numbers game. And I was hot because I had just had an unbelievable spring. I had done everything I could in the minors. And I thought, I had to bite my tongue because I wanted to just go off. And I did bite my tongue. And then Tommy says, April Fools, because it was April 1st.
Oh, no.
You made the team, son.
Is that right?
Oh, boy.
Oh, that's the worst April Fool's joke.
It was. Fred didn't want to do it. But Tommy just, that was. But the point was, it was here at the Freeway Series, but good thing I didn't open my mouth.
You think he expected you to? Is that why he did that?
I don't know. I think he just thought it was funny.
3-2, and Kyle Nevin fouls it back.
So you think Phil Nevin right now He's telling his pitcher, you got to go at him with heaters.
Just lay one in there.
Go heaters.
He's biting his nails.
Oh, this is the most stressful moment right now. There's nothing about it that Phil found enjoyable at all. Like that's it. Phil might send that pitcher out after the game.
Pitch hitting for the Dodgers.
You don't strike out my son.
That's right. Yes.
James Outman.
I mean, that's great for us to talk about him getting a chance to hit his dad here, but I'm telling you right now, Phil it was not fun to watch.
Well, James Outman got the news. He was going up. He tried to fake it, saying that okay. He said he didn't really know how to act, but he said his family celebrated for him.
There you go. I mean, it's almost like in his situation, yeah, he's thrilled, but in his mind too, he's like, of course I should be on the team. Spring I've had, what I've done, like I'm ready.
He had a great spring. He earned his way on the club. Swings and hits a drive to right. Way back and into the corner. Gone! A home run! James Outman. 3-0 Dodgers.
Like I said, in his mind, I should be on this team and I should be in the big leagues. And this is why.
What a sensational spring for James Outman. He has been the talk of spring training camp. He has put on a display in the games. And not just with the bat, defensively too. He's got a couple of pretty solid outfield assists. Throwing runners out, trying to advance. Luke Williams fouls off the 2-0.
I remember Joey Amalfitano, the great baseball man, coached third base for many years here in L.A. He used to say, you know, a big leaguer is a minor leaguer with an opportunity. And that's what James Outman needs. He needs an opportunity. As you mentioned, he's earned every bit of it.
And you got to think he's going to play, because if you're going to bring a young player to the big leagues like James Outman, you're not going to want him to sit. A ground ball down to third base. And Jackson will throw across just in time to get Williams. James Outman, his third spring training home run, and a 3-0. Max Muncy driving one out for the first run of the game, and Chris Taylor back-to-back. And in the bottom of the 8th inning, James Outman, a little insurance and some early breaking balls, fastballs too, striking out Trout and Ohtani. Kershaw, great night in his final tune-up before he pitches for the first time in the regular season. Shelby Miller will come on and try to close this one out. Veteran right-hander. Dodgers signed him in the offseason. A well-traveled right-hander.
Yeah, an excellent arm, and obviously ran into some injury issues. And Dodgers looking to see if they can restore that magic that Shelby once had.
Cardinals, Braves, Diamondbacks, Rangers, Cubs, Pirates, Giants last year, and now the Dodgers. Shelby Miller. Cardinals grabbed him in the first round in 2009. Brownwood, Texas. Facing Matt Thaiss. Thaiss, a backup catcher. He can play in a couple other positions too. Thaiss looking out at Miller. A swing and a miss. Ready for the first road trip tomorrow?
I am, right? Got that long flight.
40-minute drive.
Right. Well, you know, what time you going?
Depending what time you go. Yeah. Earlier than you, so it'll be 40 minutes.
I think I'm going to make my way down to Orange County and maybe grab some lunch and then head over. I kept hearing a bit you and Mo going down together, or did I heard that on the telecast the other day?
Well, we live a few blocks apart.
Okay,
so
fair enough.
We commute.
I didn't know if Mo was going to get in his plane and fly you down or something,
No,
right?
He's trying to get me on the plane with him. He's been offering. But he can pilot the car down to Orange County. I don't have a problem with that. But yeah, every time we go to Anaheim, Rick and I go down together.
Okay.
He'll drive one day, I'll drive the next. 1-2, and that's outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Shelby's appearances in spring games were few and far between. Worked more in the backfields than he did in the A games. 6 prior appearances. Last time he worked was Friday against Milwaukee. Threw a perfect inning there with 1 strikeout. Into center field, Drew Avens covering a lot of ground. He makes the catch. So what's going to happen to start the season? Well, Julio Urias is going to go against Zach Gallen on Thursday night in the opener. Dustin May will break up the left-handers, put the right-hander between Urias and Kershaw. Then Noah Syndergaard gets game 4. Ryan Pepio will be the 5th starter with Tony Gonsolin still on the shelf. And Gonsolin making his way back, still working. Possibility for late April for Tony. Preston Palmeiro, the right fielder. One out and the 0-1. That's going to be a tough one to get to. It's going to drop in front of Peralta. Avens backs him up, and it's a 1-out single.
Yeah, you mentioned Avens. A nice job of him hustling over there, and Peralta makes a gallant effort, but Avens, he was covered some ground there. Able to back him up.
Drew Avens, pretty smart player. We've seen him do a number of things with the bat, including earning himself a couple of bunt base hits. One time with 1st and 3rd situation, and it wasn't a safety squeeze. He just bunted home the runner. But it was an alert play because of where the defense was. We've seen him make all the plays defensively. He's had a solid spring. He's shown a lot. Jake Lamb, 2nd time up. Takes a strike. Lamb an opportunity with the Dodgers last year. Looking for at-bats with the Angels. Nothing and 2. And he struck him out. 2 down in the 9th. Good sinker here from Miller.
Yeah, that thing was out of the zone from the get-go. Just dropped even further.
Miller will face the second baseman, Luis Rengifo, who is 0 for 3. Angels down to their last out. Angels have had the upper hand in the Freeway Series over the years in terms of wins and losses. One ball, 1 strike.
A nice pitch by Shelby right there. 95 right on the inner half and low.
Always good to have a veteran guy like this in the bullpen. Not that they don't have guys who've been around, but you know, this is a guy that has learned on certain nights, like a lot of pitchers have, to If they don't have their best stuff on certain nights, they still have ways to get guys out. And you learn that only by doing it over time.
Or by not having your good stuff a lot. Which that's not always good.
You hope that's not the case. But when they don't have it, and it does happen occasionally.
Now that happens over the course of a season, right? How many times do you go out there in optimal conditions? Not very often.
Runner goes, swing and a miss. And, it should be defensive indifference there. As Palmeiro took second. Angels down to their last strike. 37,192 here tonight. And they saw the Dodgers beat the Angels as Miller strikes out 2 in a 3-0 shutout victory. Outstanding work for Clayton Kershaw. Solo home runs, Max Muncy, Chris Taylor, James Outman. 3-0 final score. Well, Kershaw started it off. He set the tone tonight. And the Dodgers take game 1 of the Freeway Series here at Dodger Stadium. For Eric Karros and Kirsten Watson, I'm Tim Neverett. Thanks to our crew. Final score, 3-0 Dodgers. Access Sportsnet Dodgers is now.